into is a brave new world for positioning your companies. But I'm going to teach you how to do it. And there are 3 brands that will succeed in this environment, and the more you can fuse the 3, the more success you'll have. We'll start at the top with the idea brand. An idea brand engages magical thinking, right? How many people here have an iPhone? Any iPhone? Oh, yeah, right. That is not a phone. That is a magic wand. Some of you will leave here today and you'll go to your cars, right? And you'll go boop, boop. Magic wand. Compassion brands. Compassion brands simply say this to the consumer: this transition we're in is really hard. We understand. And I'm going to give you some case studies in a minute. And then there's an anxiety brand. Now, you can still sell an anxiety brand, but I'm going to caution you. The deeper we get into the decline, the shorter the shelf life is for an anxiety message, because people are simply overwhelmed, right? Now, I'm going to walk you through where Houston stands as a brand. Most people know you as a petroleum-based economy. Today, that is an anxiety brand. All right? However, if you can speak out about the phenomenal arts infrastructure you have, some of the innovations you have going on around wind power, solar power, this will give Houston a story to tell that is very powerful if a city is a brand. And one of the bedrock assets that you have as a city that I don't even think you realize, but because I travel to many cities and I experience the people there, you're a compassionate city. You're friendly. You're open. In more established cities in the East, I have to tell you, do you know how hard it is for somebody with a new idea or a new business to break in? If you wait 20 years until you've, moved up the power elite and you've, pressed enough flesh, somebody may give you a hearing. Not true in Houston. So this, as a triumvirate for how you position this city, will be very important to you. Okay, let me give you some examples. It's just another foreign vehicle, right? However, high performance, yeah. A lot of foreign vehicles can say that. A lot of American vehicles can say that. I'm from Detroit. My brother can't believe I talk about BMW, but BMW made a partnership with TED. TED is the Technology, Entertainment, and Design Conference every year. That partnership alone, you can go online and download some of the experts who speak at that conference, that has driven more sales for them and more brand cachet than any. In fact, they've stopped buying as much advertising on television because it's not delivering the same impact as the downloads that they're getting from the TED conference. Compassion brand, Kleenex. I come from flu season part of the country, right? And last year, Kleenex could have come out and said, it's flu season, and, show somebody coming down with the flu. Instead, what they did is they launched a campaign called Let It Out. And they just encouraged people to cry their eyes out. They set up couches in the middle of cities and asked people to sit down and say, what's on your mind? What's making you sad? You can download these spots. This is stunning. People just let it out. They're bawling. And here's the guy handing them the tissues, right? Now, sometimes anxiety is baked into the product, And there's not a lot you can do about it. So it took the brand managers at Viagra a little while to figure out that Bob Dole was not the target. Elizabeth Dole was the target. She would encourage Bob. And so what they did is they established a relationship with iVillage, the largest community of women online. And they hired creative writers. These are fiction writers of, short story writers to take Viagra and write about the experience and how it changed their relationships. And that's when they began to really move the needle. The RenGen, so essentially what you need to understand is that they are taking their cues from the culture.